He's just that kind of dude. I got off on him. It didn't bother me none. But Trey, it really offended him how he
really.
is. And Romine just plays the silent assassin.
So was the Pharcyde as a group a democracy, or was it just everybody took input?
Democracy.
Yeah.
Democracy. And so after the lab cabin and we're doing shows, he's not coming to the shows. You know what I'm saying? We're doing all this stuff. And then every time something like the Questlove thing happens, MTV's at the drop video. He you know, he's like, the beat is whack, whatever. But when MTV came to record us, and we didn't sell no records, so anything that happens with anything like that, it was just love. So people just liked the vibe. I don't know. So MTV's there. He just wants to explain the beat and how we came up with the song, and he just was putting a bad taste. And looking back, I didn't ever care. It didn't bother me none. He just was stupid to me. But it really bothered Trey, and he expressed that to me. So, and Fat Lip would always be on some, I'm done, fuck that. Like, we ain't no group. I'm a leader. Fuck this. We ain't no group. And then we always was on some, you don't know how to be in a group. Because we've always been in groups, like from dancing and choreographing, knowing that you got to play off the next man, and you got to play a position, and it's not always about me, you. It's about compromising. That's what a team is, not just about what I think. And so really, how I break it down, the only way it would really have worked if it was Fat Lip and the Pharcyde. And it probably should have been that from the beginning. And
think he was a strong enough front man to play that role?
No. That's why it wasn't. He needed us because he needed us.
Right.
Because it was the whole presentation, not just, it's like, this is how I always equated it. It would be difficult to have a whole album of one because you like everybody because we playing off. And it's like, he probably felt that. He you know, creatively, beats and everything, you know, he knew that. It's just, once you get involved, you want it all to be on you. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is. And I don't hate him. I don't have no problems with him. But it got to the point where it was just like, okay, if he's going to do a solo record, he should do the solo record, and then we can kind of focus on what we're going to do, because it's better to have people here that want to be here than people that are kind of forced into compromises that they don't want to be. So, and it was, dude, and I felt that it was what it had to be done. And because from what Trey expressing it to me, like, Trey almost put it like, dude, I can't be in the group with him. And I'm like, well, he's been rapping the longest. He's the one always talking about he want to be a rapper by himself. We ain't a group. So we went to his crib and was like, dude, I think you should do the solo thing. It's about time, and we're just going to do the thing. And he really thought we was dissing him, and he took it really bad. And he didn't get it. Like, when you're the one that gets played on and broke up on and cheated on, you feel all that shit. But when you're the one that's doing it, you don't feel like, why you tripping? Why you tripping? You know what I'm saying? But when you're out doing all scandalous shit, you know what I'm saying, you're doing this. It's not happening. You don't have to feel the hurt. So I don't think he was understanding how hurt we were. And I mean, it was never like, fuck you, you out the group. It was just like, dude, you should just do your solo thing. Right. But he took it really like, fuck them niggas. They're whack anyway. They're nothing without me. You know, and it was like, it was never like that for us. We was always looking at it like, why did he do that to us? Like, why didn't he just be committed to his, whatever he said he's going to do, man up. If you say you're going to do this, do this. He just wasn't like that. Okay, this is where it gets twisted. Trey, after telling me all this stuff about Fat Lip, still leaves the group.
Suddenly.
Leaves the group. But he left the group because he had a solo deal in the works already, and he didn't tell, like, and that's how it worked. So the world is looking at me and Romine like, what did y'all do to Fat Lip? What did y'all do to Trey? Y'all not the Pharcyde. Why y'all think y'all the Pharcyde? Dude, that hurt like fuck. When motherfuckers would be saying that shit, because I'm like, first of all, nobody really knows, and nobody cares. I know that they don't care. They just want the end result. Why ain't it together? You know what I'm saying? I always put myself in the fans' shoes. But it's like, dude, sometimes you got to hear, because you can't just, I hated that period, because I felt I had chips on my shoulders, and it was always having to prove something. It's like, dude, these dudes are crazy, and they're out there doing crazy stuff. So But check this out. So Trey ends up doing songs and touring with Fat Lip.
And those were the two that didn't get along.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay, so, and they're on some, and we're doing everything, business like. They're sending lawyers at us. Dude,
wow.
And I'm giving it up to you, and I have no reason to lie to you. It was really a dark period of like, because they didn't have anything to hold on to, and they were like just scrambling for whatever, so they were tagging along, because we had it cracking, straight up. We owned the name. We did it legally, so it was like, well, they left. And when I called Trey, I'm like, dude, Trey, what's up with the songs we recorded and all the stuff? What about the heat? Like, dude, I don't care what y'all do with that stuff, dude. I'm out. I got that. I'm like, wow, really? So not too soon after that, it was like, well, what we gonna do? And I was like, dude, we should call ourselves The Side. And Romine's like, you're stupid. Nigga, Pharcyde is my last name. You know how much time, hard work I put into this? And I'm like, I feel you, dog. I'm just thinking, trying to make it easier on the eye when people are like, why ain't it a certain way? It's like, but then it didn't make sense to me because after Roma explained it, was like, you're right, dude. We got to play the card that we're the hand that we're dealt versus trying to. And we never went out there and made records about nothing. Never got on the mic and talk shit. I was on some. Roma used to get mad at me because I'll be like, dude. I'll be on the mic talking, if y'all love the Pharcyde, Fat Lip got a record out there, and I would just think that's how I am. It was never they would never do no shit like that at their shows.
Right.
And then their shows was always like hella weak. Nobody coming. Cause they be forgetting the words and they just be half-assing shit just to try to get over. And nigga, I have no reason to lie to you. I keep it 100. Ask anybody. I've been around the world with Brown, just me and him rocking shows all the world, everywhere. And that's why when the Rock the Bells came up, Brown was like, dude, it's cracking. Why do you want to do this?